Greetings all, my name is Brian, and for my estate Thursday grant, I'd like to explore the continent of Antarctica by sea and by foot. As we all know, the polar regions of the planet are vast, amazing, dynamic expanse. And as we all also know, dynamic in this instance is simply a polite way of saying the continent is melting at a breakneck pace. I wish to explore and capture this splendor while it is still as glorious as it is. Now, to hear experts on the topic tell it, this place is going to be completely dissipated in the very near future. Like by next Tuesday. So the sooner we can begin this excursion, the better. I would like to explore the polar expanses via kayak and the interior via hiking. I would like to have the caliber of trip for which an experienced guide or three is needed. We will be above water and above ground for the duration. Now, tourism to said regions is usually done by way of cruise ship. Now, this is all well and good, but I think we can only agree a little compared with the intimacy of being in your surroundings, especially those as remote, wild, beautiful, and extreme as those found in the polar regions.
You see this vast expanse of blue behind me? Well, normally I'd have to flinch myself just tearing it up upon it, but it seems like there's been some trouble with my watercraft here. The raft part of it, that's this. It seems to have a puncture toward the front of it. This most likely occurred as I was either getting in or coming out. I've been too careless with my feet. So, and I have yet to find an adhesive I trust enough to cover the hole sufficiently. So, alas, I can inflate it, but but it cannot stay inflated.
Well, I at least found that part about the kayak's failure to inflate was amusing. I wish to not only have the challenge and adventure for a lifetime, but I wish to share it with as many people as I feasibly can. After all, how many people have been to Antarctica? How many people have the capacity and means to explore the polar regions? When near the bottom of the planet, I wish to make an adventure film chronicling my experiences for those who cannot make such a trip. I would like to put it online for you for all to see, so I like to think this is as much for the interested and concerned peoples of the world as it is for myself. The monetary needs are prodigious. Well, obviously, it's $25,000 worth. I'll figure the bulk of the grant will be used for round-trip transportation to and from and for guides. There are various companies who specialize in adventures of paddling and trekking. The remainder will be spent on filming equipment and whatever life essentials not covered in the tours themselves. Of the $25,000 that remains, it should be spent offsetting as much carbon as possible. After all, most believe carbon footprints have a little something to do with the evaporation of polar ice, and mine will be growing quite a bit if I win this one. So it would be only right to do what we can. Compounding my own personal need for such a grant is the fact my economic position has never been one conducive to such excursions. The near future is also an optimum time for me, as dedicating swaths of time large enough will become, well, increasingly difficult as time goes by. So in the interest of brevity, I'm going to wrap this thing up right here. Thank you for your time, thanks so much for watching, and help me, my friends.